Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another podcast episode of the Rooted Creative Podcast. I am here with the one and the only Cassidy Lynn. So excited to have her on. She's just been a huge inspiration to the photography world in the Reels and TikTok area. And I'm so excited to have her on to chat more about that. But Cassidy, how are you? Happy to have you.
Yes, thanks for having me on today's episode. I'm very excited. And you asked how I'm doing. I'm doing well. It's Monday that we're recording this, but literally it is like 70 degrees where I live, which is unheard of for May. So I'm thriving, like truly thriving.
That's amazing. I mean, I live in California, so it's kind of like every day, but
Okay. No need to brag,
no,
Danny.
no,
Okay.
I was in Minnesota this past weekend, and I have to tell you, it was like 75 degrees, and everyone was saying this is not normal. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is like what it feels like at home. So I'm like, I guess
Right.
I'm kind of blessed, which is
Yeah,
great.
it's the West Coast life, specifically California. I envy it so much because it's like the weather is just always so good. But I do not envy it in the summer because like past 100 degrees, I literally start melting and I can't deal with that.
It's not often that we go past 100, but when we do, yes, it is quite literally the worst, and I hate it. So
Yeah.
I feel you. Well, Cassidy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm just so excited to dive in and just hear more of your story and how you got started because it seems like you grew really quickly and you used like the tools like Reels and TikTok to kind of do that. So, I
Mhm.
guess my first question for you is, what has been your photography journey so far? How did you get started and get to kind of where you are right now? And I know that's a loaded question. So,
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just unpack all of it, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. So I grew. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just got distracted by something. So I grew my photography business mainly on like Instagram specifically and also on TikTok as well.
Mm,
So I started there. And I mean, I to start like my journey way back, I actually started working at a college that I went to, and I was doing their photography. So as a student, I was doing their photography. My first time ever picking up a camera was my first year in college. And then from there, I got hired on as the campus photographer. So I was taking lots of photos of soccer games, concerts, headshots, all the things.
very
And
good.
from there, right, I was also doing photos of like my friends and like the occasional wedding here and there. And figured out that I really liked the event side of things where I was, capturing I don't know, like camp and concerts and stuff like that, but also at the same time I was doing portraits. And so I was like, how can I combine these two together? Well, the
Mm,
perfect combination is weddings. And
mhm.
that's how I got into weddings. So I think my first wedding was in 2017 at the very tail end of 2017. And then 2018, 2019 was shooting weddings. I went full time in my business September of 2020. And the pandemic started at obviously March of 2020. So
Mhm.
during that whole time, I was working from home still as the campus photographer. And I really just started like my TikTok era then. Like that's when I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start posting on TikTok. I actually posted a poll on my Instagram at the beginning of the pandemic, was like, I kind of want to start a YouTube channel. What do you guys think? And I got a DM from my sister who was like, don't do anything on YouTube. Go on TikTok because it's a lot more attainable and it's easier to create your content, but also TikTok's trending a lot right now. So I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I'm going to try that. So I started posting on TikTok every single day in March of 2020 and
Mm.
went full time in my business September of 2020 because one, was growing on TikTok, but also I was seeing like this shift in my business where I wasn't really interested in my full time job anymore. And I was only focused on like my business. And that's all I wanted to do. And I had enough bookings for 2021 that I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to quit. And that ended up being the best decision that I could have made because I think like when you're a part time photographer and you're contemplating going full time, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get enough business or enough clients. But when you fully devote all of your time to your own business, you see such a shift in like booking and just inquiries because, you
Mm.
know, if you work another job, maybe you're only spending like 20 hours on photography a week versus when you quit, you're able to spend like a full 40 hours if you want to. And that's such a huge difference. So I
Mhm.
saw that difference in my business when I went full time. I will say my quitting my job and going full time is really when I started to see my presence on social media grow. So I was posting a lot of videos targeted towards photographers, and my reason in doing that was as I was working as the campus photographer, I was also training students underneath me. So I got a little bit of training experience and teaching experience there.
Mhm.
So I found my accounts growing because of that. And then through TikTok, I was pushing people to my Instagram page. So then my Instagram page started growing. And, you know, as your pages grow, you start to get more bookings. And so I just found this like overwhelming, like people were booking and I was getting more followers. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And yeah, honestly, that's kind of just where I am now. I've been doing the same thing since 2020 and here we are.
Yeah. So, okay, so when you were on TikTok and the content that you were posting, was it
Mhm.
aimed at like photography, other photographers, I guess, or was it more of like you showcasing your photography to like a bride or like that target audience? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was doing about 50-50.
Mhm.
And I think it's so important as a photographer to target your content towards the people that you want to be targeting. And
Mhm.
at the time, definitely I wanted to be targeting couples and brides, but I also wanted an opportunity for photographers to like learn from me as well. So I was doing kind of 50-50. And when it came